It's that time. What's good with y'all boys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're gonna be doing some more reactions in this channel, bro. Now today's video, we is gonna be watching Nobody Looks Human Anymore, and it's getting scary. Shout out to the Reactor Birdo with this video. Mainly what it's gonna be talking about, this video is gonna be talking about, is how a lot of these celebrities get face surgery and try to change themselves and try to change who they're not, and they try to change themselves for attention for the movie, you know what I mean? And I guess to model or something like that. Actors in Hollywood usually do this, and it's getting out of hand. It's really getting out of hand because we have recent actors like the actor for Wednesday. She textured her face. She changed her face scan. You know what I mean? She changed her face texture. I don't know why she did that, but we all liked her the way she was, except for that twist. But except for that braided hair, we all loved her for who she was. But hopefully y'all like, sub. Make sure y'all pull up to the Instagram and tap into the Discord, bro. Without further ado, let's get to this video.
I got my third facelift.
Are you happy with the results?
I kind of am.
You look.
Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt. It's comfortable too, man. Like, get off my way, man.
I know I'm shallow, but I
don't
am.
even need to
Take
be
a good
on
look
it
at the
all the
face.
time.
Come on.
That is not Demi Lovato. That Demi Lovato does not give me real person vibes.
Is it just me, or do other people get uncanny valley from people with a lot of plastic surgery? You don't look like a human being I see on the regular streets, and it's noticeable.
I am freaking out right now. I just saw a picture of Mandy Moore. Who is that?
My bad. All right. Sorry if you really like her and if you have feelings for that face, because
Moore? Who is that?
what the hell is that? What is that? She looks like the female version of Shrek.
That.
If I would have went into a coma 5 years ago and woke up today, I wouldn't recognize 90% of Hollywood. What the hell is going on?
We've reaced a strange point
I
in
don't think
beauty
none of us, bro. Like, I haven't even recognized Hollywood for a long time, bro.
standards where
That's why it really burned, except for that cross next to it. That shit burned. So when the LA fire was going on, that Hollywood sign burned, and that cross, the cross next to it, like it's not next to it, but it's like a little, like a couple minutes away from it. That didn't, you know what I mean? There has been a ton of wicked stuff.
the more perfect you look, the less beautiful you are. Wild take, but hear me out. Some of the most beautiful women in the world don't look like themselves anymore. They've become so snatched, so sculpted, so symmetrical, and now their faces all look perfect, but not in a good way. So let's get this straight. I'm kind of nervous about this video.
Why they doing this to their Why they doing that, bro? They don't need to recreate that meme, but just Foley.
Because the last thing I want to do is speak down on a woman's face. That's brutal. But something about the new standard face doesn't sit right anymore. Literally. And there's young girls growing up all around the world thinking that this is right. We're gonna talk about the almost pretty girl. The girl who has every feature.
You actually really think this is right? I'm not gonna lie. You must be them Disney MCU supporters. Them Disney live action movie supporters. You gotta move on, bro. You gotta move on, just like Captain America said.
You gotta move on. Gotta move on.
Beautiful according to beauty standards, but these features have literally cut out the warmth, the emotion, and that little bit of life that used to make someone beautiful. This video is going to be a whole lot of tough love, so if you cannot stand the heat, the oven is going to be on 450 degrees, so I'm sorry, you're going to have to get out the kitchen. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. Now, before we spiral any deeper into this almost pretty rabbit hole, because trust me, it goes deep, I need to show y'all an app that literally pays you to do stuff you already do on your Rev game. Now, most app there are celebrities that aren't perfect, collarbone, but that's exactly what made it perfect. Since celebrities have always been the blueprint for what beauty is supposed to look like, they're our main focus for today. And in the early 2000s to 2010s, not only could you see women with natural beauty, you could see faces that looked completely different from each other.
Before Instagram face, beauty used to be bold. Faces were striking and complex, and you could actually remember them. No one trying to blend in with one another, and no one looked the same. There used to be so much mystery and diversity to women. Faces were textured, asymmetrical, and expressive.
You could open magazines like InStyle, Essence, and Teen People and see girls and women like Beyonce, Mandy Moore, Keke Palmer, Amanda Bynes. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat this and make it seem like the beauty standards back in the day couldn't be toxic. Thigh gaps and cheekbones were still glorified. Let's get that settled.
Danielle, you went to the dentist, but you refused to have your gap closed. Do you really think you can have a CoverGirl contract with a gap in your mouth?
Yeah, why not?
This is all people see. It's easier to beautiful CoverGirl. It's not marketable.
Yeah, just a little bit is okay, but I don't want to completely close it.
Well, I guess she just left
That's just her. Who
the gap wide open for another girl, baby.
I agree.
Heroin chic is a style popularized in the early 1990s fashion and characterized by pale skin, dark circles underneath the eyes, emaciated features, androgyny, and stringy hair, all traits associated with the abuse of heroin or other drugs. A 1996 article in the LA Times stated that the fashion industry had a nihilistic vision of beauty that was reflective of drug addiction.
I'm just gonna say this, if the beauty standards back in the day weren't toxic, women wouldn't look like how they look today. Moral of the story, women used to look like themselves. And I know that kind of sounds like an oxymoron because of course women look like themselves. But when we take a look at today, it makes sense why I'm saying that. Over time, natural beauty started to feel outdated, almost like it wasn't enough to just look like yourself.
Most of my life, I felt self-conscious because I didn't have as much chest as other grown-up women. So I went to the hospital and had what they call plastic surgery.
But why? What was wrong with the way you were?
But I just never felt good about myself the way I was.
Facts, bro. Facts. Even this kid knows. You're not ugly as hell. Shop doesn't exist, bro. It's just a made up thing. Really, God made you the way he made you, man. Why did you do that? Why you do that now? Now, like, every time you think about it, like, you're not probably gonna even forgive yourself. I'm sure till today she probably doesn't forgive herself, or any of these actors or famous celebrities don't even forgive themselves for face surgery and stuff like that.
As the beauty standards started to get more aggressive and it started to get more accessible in a way that made a lot of women feel like they had to have it, like they had to keep up.
Female celebrities are pretty much in an impossible position where they're required to look perfect and look youthful forever in order to have a career. But they can't look too overdone or they'll be plastic and they won't look effortless, and that will damage their career because they won't be able to emote and make the facial expressions that they need for acting. I mean, they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. It's no wonder that celebrities are going to seemingly any length to look young and flawless forever.
Once celebrities and influencers started showing off these upgrades, people wanted those results.
I went to Kris Jenner's last guy because the new guy is $1 million.
For a facelift?
For a facelift.
No way.
And the ladies are lining up. These psycho are calling and using code words and passwords. And you've got to know the password to get Kris Jenner's guy for $1 million.
What?
Most people have a shopping wish list. I have a surgery wish list. There are all the surgeries, treatments, etc. that I would get if money wasn't an issue.
I want this nose. I need this nose. I would pay to.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all is gonna be looking like a grandma already. Literally. Even without smoking, you're gonna be wrinkly already in your face, bro.
From the nose jobs to the lip fillers, the brow lifts, and yes, Ozempic has a lot to do with this also, but we'll get to that later. The new go-to look started to become more sculpted and almost exaggerated, and it also became more tempting because now you didn't have to be born with it. You could just buy it. So that's when we started to see this unsettling movement of women swapping out their natural beauty for something a bit more manufactured.
I got my third facelift. I mean, they yanked my face. And I said, give me a good yank. I go, doctor, I don't want to see you in 6 months. Give me a good...
I can tell. Them eyes are not positioned the way that a normal human's eyes is positioned. That is some old eyes right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Get in there and just start pulling.
I ain't gonna be surprised if
yanking.
she ain't have any vision anymore.
This is where it gets really interesting because people aren't just talking about bad surgery. They're talking about the weird, uneasy feeling they get from just looking at it. Today, there are countless women with the exact facial features we were taught to want. The sharp jawline, the high cheekbones, the big pouty lips. But instead of looking stunning, something looks off.
People's faces are really starting to scare me.
Yeah.
Your lips don't need to look like they're trying to escape.
And I noticed Nicole Kidman having a weird mouth or something wrong with her face in Aquaman. I literally could not enjoy the movie when she was on screen because it was like something was going on. I don't know if it was like too much Botox because like her face didn't have like movement or anything, but this was terrifying.
And y'all, it's so hard to put it into words without...
But this was
What the hell is that? That looks like a Joker, bro. Remember that old Batman movie? I think it maybe came out in 98, 95. Penguin and like Catwoman was in there. He kind of looks like that Joker. I'm not gonna hold you. The Joker that fell into this toxic like green thing. If y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Terrifying.
And y'all, it's so hard to
really
put it
like
into words without sounding or coming off as rude. But let's be real, a lot of women nowadays, they don't look human. They don't look like a real person. They almost look like wax figures of themselves.
Women don't really look like human beings anymore. Hundreds of thousands of perfectly beautiful, healthy women, in trying to become even more beautiful, even more perfect, are literally disfiguring their faces with filler.
Mar-a-Lago face is getting a lot of plastic surgery work done, right? Whether it's actually reconstruction or you're just getting injections here, there, and everywhere. But these people do not look like human beings anymore. It's very uncanny valley.
Take Demi Lovato, for example. She was introduced to the media as a child star, appearing in movies and TV shows like Camp Rock, Barney and Friends, and Sunny with a Chance.
Hey, I'm Demi Lovato from Camp Rock. Hello? And you're watching Disney Channel.
No way, bro. They're gonna get Sabrina Carpenter to do the same thing. That's crazy, bro.
In the scenes, she was struggling with something.
Nah, cause she's from Disney. She's from Disney. It doesn't mean that they're probably gonna do the same thing to her. That could happen. That could happen.
That not even a lot of adults can handle. From eating disorders to battles with addiction, Demi's journey hasn't been easy. So seeing her healthy and thriving today is amazing.
Once I relapsed, the floodgates were open. Within a couple of weeks, I called a dealer and I was like, do you have condoms? And he said, no, but I have and I was like,
the 27-year-old went on to explain how she's come to be more accepting of her body.
Now when I look in the mirror and I start to have a negative thought, so what I say to myself is, nope, you're healthy and I accept you.
When someone's been through that much, it's not surprising they'd probably want to look like a completely new version of themselves. So as she's reintroduced herself to us today, people have started to talk.
That is not Demi Lovato, and I don't care what anybody says. She went through a rough patch. and I'm all about healing. But that Demi Lovato does not give me real person vibes.
Something about her new look looks unfamiliar. Her face is a bit more uplifted, cheeks are a bit more hollowed, and her lips are a lot more pouty, almost to the point where it seems like she can't even close them. There's almost an
Nah, if she gets another face surgery, them lips are gonna be big. Bro, them lips are gonna be big like a smooch bar or something.
uncanny, unemotional stiffness to her face.
When I was a preteen, the beauty standard was
them lips are gonna be bigger than the bottle cap.
Cheek. It was the very, very, very frail, thin looking people. Beauty standards were just so unrealistic. And so I wanted to be that role model for myself.
There seems to be a pattern here. We see celebrities, and most of them being child stars, like Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus. Women who had a distinct, unique look to them growing up now have this sculpted, ultra snatched look, and they just look like a shell of their past self.
Nah, they just look like they have like a bone, just like a neck bone just hanging out there, you know what I mean?
I keep seeing Miley Cyrus and something about it is like really off. Like she just doesn't even look like a real person.
There was a selfie from the music video shoot, but then like when you watch the music video, she just looks so different. I don't know, it's like off.
Selena Gomez's name has been coming up a lot, and I know it's a sensitive topic because a lot of people argue that her new look is tied to her lupus diagnosis. And while she's been incredibly open about her health, she's had a kidney transplant, she takes a lot of medication, and she has weight fluctuations that comes with it.
I had arthritis, my kidneys were shutting down, my mentality was just to keep going.
But even with all of that in mind, people are noticing something else. Something that normally doesn't tie into health.
Why is she transforming into an elderly Chinese woman? 18 million views, 513,000 likes is crazy. People on
Bro, what do they do to her eyes? They can do stuff to your eyes? Bro, just imagine getting face surgery. Like, bro, do they really like cut off all your face and just like stab your face and stuff and you can't breathe or anything? I would rather get a BBL surgery, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like most of these girls out here get a BBL surgery. What is wrong with y'all, man? Go to the gym or something. Get it easier. Stop cheating.
Been talking about Selena Gomez's new look, saying that she does not look like the same person at all. She looks a little bit more gaunt, she looks a little bit older. It's true that she always has had a fuller face in the past, and she says that a lot of her appearance
all y'all favorite
changes
celebrities
is due
are
to
cooked.
her lupus. Meanwhile, others are totally convinced that she's just getting plastic surgery.
Her features look more sculpted, lifted, and tighter in ways that fit.
They're done being themselves. Like, they don't think being their self just exists anymore. They just want their chin extending so far below to their neck now. Like, it's just crazy.
Feel like they go beyond what lupus alone could cause. And that's where the conversation gets a little uncomfortable because no one wants to criticize how a woman is coping with her illness. But when the changes start to feel more cosmetic than medical, it opens the door for a lot of people to question what's going on. And wow, are they questioning?
Does having lupus make you Chinese? I don't think it does. I think this is a plastic surgery thing. I could be wrong.
Bro, she
if
looks
you're a person
old as
with
hell, man.
lupus and then, suddenly people start referring to you as Xiang Mei, hit me up. I want to know your story.
Comments like, she looks so fake, she's in her Area 51 era, Selena Gomez is hard to look at, are popping up in comment sections everywhere. And y'all, as cool as these comments are, and extremely unnecessary, we can't deny why there's a reaction to celebrities' new faces, because it's for a reason.
So recently Jenna was in Paris for the premiere of Wednesday season 2. Here's a before and after, and she looks very different. But people are not happy with this difference, and because of it, she's receiving thousands of nasty hate comments. People saying that she looks malnourished, people are accusing her of being on snow, and overall
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, She looks like a bat. She looks like a bat. Hollywood, what are y'all doing, man? What are y'all really doing? But I don't know. Illuminati got that. Spiritual Soul got that. You know what I mean? I'm not on that spiritual stuff yet, but that boy got that. You know what I mean?
Hey, beauty and being pretty wasn't perfect. Well, fast forward to today, beauty is perfect. You basically have to look perfect to be considered pretty, especially with comments like these in the comments I just read. That only adds to the pressure of having to be perfect.
For a few years, I have felt this constant pressure to be the prettiest in every space I walk into. And I think it's really hitting me today because I'm noticing that constant stress I add to myself is weighing on me mentally and physically. I feel crazy because I'm like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I have to be the prettiest everywhere I go?
And for a lot of women, that pressure turns into procedures. If we take all the Botox, the fillers, the surgery, the Ozempic, we get a woman that looks like a prettier version of herself, but not entirely. That's because the version was pushed too far, and instead of looking natural, she looks man-made.
When I see a celebrity like this, first I get uncanny valley unease, but also, and I feel bad about this, so just know I feel bad already. I don't find them pretty anymore, and not because their new features aren't pretty, because someone could have these features naturally and be gorgeous. There's something Frankenstein about all these celebrities having these cut and paste parts to the point where they're not even themselves anymore. Actually reminds me of The End of Death Becomes Her. They've just replaced their parts so many times and they're so botched. It's like good from far, but far from good. And beyond this making you look kind of like a wax museum version of yourself, it also takes away from whatever made
That's
you.
That's insane how y'all celebrity fans, bro, like y'all is comparing them to movies and shows and cartoon characters. That's insane, man.
In the first place, okay? So here's
I
Zoe.
can't fathom that. They really portraying them.
Here's Shania Twain, Kate Beckinsale. Here's Demi Moore. Wait, my favorite one's coming. Here's Lea Michele, and here's Demi Lovato again. This one's more subtle, but here's Dakota Johnson. And for the record, she used to look like this. First of all, everybody said, give me this jawline. The lips of a fish, hollowed out cheeks. Everybody has the same eyebrows. And all of this combined with Ozempic, this jawline. The lips of a fish, hollowed out cheeks. Everybody has the same eyebrows.
Now that looks like Michael Jackson. I'm not gonna hold you. What type of Michael Jackson clone is that?
And all of this combined with Ozempic just makes everybody look like this creepy, almost pretty version of themselves, but it's just not pretty because it's missing a crucial ingredient.
No, I'll say that looks like a little bit of, like LaToya. I'll say that.
To beauty, which I think might be authenticity.
One crucial shift in society
stuff,
to blame
man.
for this, and I was gonna call it a hot take, but it's not a hot take. It makes a lot of sense. And that is the rise of AI beauty. I'm talking about the filters that warp what a beautiful face is supposed to look like entirely. These filters don't just smooth the skin and remove pores. They literally rebuild you.
If you don't look drop dead gorgeous with this filter, there is no hope for you.
They lift your cheekbones, they pinch your nose smaller, they make your lips bigger, and they give everyone that same symmetrical face. And the worst part is, we accepted that as beautiful. We got so used to seeing these faces so often, these warped faces, they started to look normal, and they started to become our beauty standard.
AI is about to change the way that we assess beauty, sort of like how plastic surgery did. And the very first thing that I thought of was this one creator. I'm gonna show you. I'm not even gonna really talk about her or her videos, just the imagery that she
Am I tripping, y'all? Am I really tripping? Or is like AI like changing every single thing in the world right now? Bro, I think AI is about to change life before we know. I think it's about to change Earth. You know what I mean? As I really think about it by now, like I think it's gonna change Earth for real.
in it, and all of them are all AI generated. I don't know what her prompt is, but I imagine it's literally just like model or pretty model, and this is what it spits out. But the images that her AI spits out, they're all kind of weird. Because while there are women out there who do kind of look like this, it's interesting to think that her AI, when prompted to develop a pretty woman or a model woman, it thinks that all of them look like this. I imagine as a woman or even like a young teenage girl, seeing images like that are only gonna get more and more common on the internet, like that's gotta like mess with your brain and what you think that you should look like. I just don't like it.
Now I want to show y'all a real example of this. Stick with me. There's a rise of women who are using a silly filter. Filters that most people would say are ugly. But these women use these filters so much, they actually started to love how they look with them. They actually started to see themselves as beautiful with this filter. So think about it. The more you look at a filter or a surgically altered face, at first it probably looks weird, but the more you look at it, the more you think it looks okay.
This distortion of reality aligns with the cultivation theory, which suggests that long-term exposure to media content shapes viewers' perception of reality, which is like, and in the context of beauty standards.
No, that's actually real. Like, there's some black and white filters, like, there's this one filter like Roddy Ricch, the Roddy Ricch album filter. Like, forgot that one album. It's the album that he made boxing. There's that filter in Snapchat that I recently got addicted to, and I recently do. But I don't usually like check myself with these like celebrity filters or like a chin filter that will help like phase your chin a little bit. But I only do that sometimes, but like I don't do that, like I'm not fully addicted to that, you know what I mean? It's just sometimes I use it. Like I don't even use it all the time because I don't want to diss my appearance, you know what I mean? The only time I use that is when I actually feel like it. And when it actually
Its
makes
repeated
it
exposure
better.
to idealized celebrity images can gradually alter our understanding of what's
Now an AI filter is different. That shit different.
Normal or attainable in terms of
that.
our appearances.
I feel like a lot of these women, especially the celebrities, they look more expensive than expressive. That's the best way I can word it. It's almost like once you get to a certain stature, once you have enough money, you have to have this ultra snatched, sculpted look. Because maybe if you don't, people start saying that you look old or tired or like you let yourself go.
Okay, yeah, I would say it's fine to get it when you're old and when you're like much more like older, like I'll say to your 50s, you know, that's when you get much more older. It starts with your body, I guess, when you get to 30, but I don't know because I'm almost 17, but like, bro, like basically like it's fine to get it when you're old, but I'll say like, I guess I'll say don't get it when you're young and when the trend is going around, because you're following the trend. You're following the trend, and is there a reason why you're following the trend? Like, do you want to do this? You want to do this for the rest of your life? Do you want to look like this for the rest of your life? Because there is gonna be some consequences to getting that surgery or getting a BBL surgery or getting any type of surgery that you need for your body or that you said that you were born with.
Be getting a call back if Clueless was being remade today, and that's because the beauty standard in Hollywood has changed so much since 1995 that arguably some of the most beautiful women in the world would not have a chance today. Her face is too expressive, her face is too plain, and Stacey Dash, well, she would need to do what she does now, which is lighten up.
I think our standard of beauty is starting to shift to accept more AI filtered and uncanny looks, and a lot of women are thinking that that's beautiful. But beauty,
yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I would agree on that. That's all I really gotta hear from this. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, people want to be skeletons now, and it's getting crazy. It's getting real crazy. It's like I said, it's cool if old people do it, and if old people see like their jawline, okay, extending near their neck, okay, that's when they can get it. All right, that's if I'm fine with them getting that when they're like 50 or like 70 years old. You know what I mean? and if they're still alive. But getting it while you're like 20, that's just too different. I feel like that's just too different. You know what I mean? But let me know what y'all think in the comments. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Sorry for the commentary. It's just been a crazy week. I just been talking so much today. And the reason why it's been a crazy week is because of school. My era right now. You know what I mean? That's the era. You know what I mean? I don't usually use it in my reaction videos. I use it to vent. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. But just keep that in mind. If I'm not uploading, it's because of school. I usually edit my videos. If I upload my videos live, you know why. Because I usually don't have time. But, you know, if I even upload my videos live, then like, bro, some of y'all is going to set me for what I make or me for me. You know what I mean? But, be sure to tap in with my shows. Tap into that Instagram, bro. I mean, pull up in that Instagram. Tap into that Discord for more future videos. And until then, I'm out. I'm gone. Peace.